Okay, this sounds crazy, but hear me out. Back in the 8th century, in a small Italian town called Lanciano, a priest was celebrating Massachusetts. Nothing unusual, just another Sunday. But there was one big problem. The priest didn't he believe that the bread and wine actually became the body and blood of Christ. He doubted. But then, something happened that would shock the world. Right in front of him, during the consecration, the host turned into actual flesh, and the wine turned into real blood. This wasn't a vision, it wasn't a dream, it was physical, real, bloody flesh. The relics were preserved. People came from miles around. And here's the kicker. Over 1,200 years later, they're still on display, still intact. And here's where it gets crazy. In the 1970s, modern scientists were allowed to examine them. And what did they find? The host was actual human heart tissue with the blood type AB, the same blood type found on the Shroud of Turin. The blood? It hadn't coagulated, it was still fresh. No preservatives, no explanation, and no way to fake this, especially in the 8th century. So here's the question, how is this possible? Look, I get it, this kind of stuff feels hard to believe. We live in the age of science and reason. We've got satellites in space, AI in our pockets, and people printing organs in labs. So how can anyone believe that a piece of bread literally turned into human heart tissue? Isn't that just medieval superstition? But here's the thing, it's not just about this one event. There are over 100 documented Eucharistic miracles throughout history. Many have undergone scientific testing and passed with no natural explanation. And let's not forget, it happened because a priest doubted. He didn't believe, he was struggling, just like many of us. Here's what makes this so uncomfortable for people. If the Eucharist is just a symbol, then no big deal. You can believe it or not, it's just a ritual. But if it's real, if the bread and wine truly become the body and blood of Jesus Christ, that changes everything. It means Jesus is really present on every altar, every Massachusetts. It means we're not just watching a ceremony, we're standing at the foot of the cross. Therefore, we can't treat the Eucharist casually anymore. We can't just go through the motions, it demands a response. Now you might ask, why would God even do a miracle like this? Isn't faith supposed to be, well, about faith? Fair question, but sometimes God meets us where we are, especially when our faith is weak. He didn't perform the Lanciano miracle to show off. He did it for a doubting priest. He did it for a world that's forgotten what the Eucharist really is. Therefore, it's less about the miracle and more about the message. Jesus is saying, "This is my body given for you. This is my blood poured out for you." Do you believe it? Science is awesome. It helps us understand the natural world. But even science has limits. Science can tell us the what. It can measure the tissue, test the blood, identify the cells. But it can't explain the why. It can't explain how a consecrated host could be heart tissue, or why it matches blood from other Eucharistic miracles across the globe, or why this blood, from the 8th century, is still alive. Therefore, this miracle isn't anti-science, it's beyond science. It's a reminder that God still breaks through our world in powerful, mysterious ways. So what do we do with this? Maybe you've been going to Mass your whole life and never really thought about what the Eucharist means. Maybe you've struggled with doubt, like that priest, or maybe you've walked away from it all. But what if God is real? What if He's really present, body, blood, soul, and divinity, every single time you kneel at the altar? Therefore, don't ignore it. Don't treat it like a symbol. Let this miracle wake you up. Because 1,200 years ago, a doubting priest met the real presence. And maybe today is your turn.